topic is crisis communication, and we would like to present our solution to effectively handle this crisis communication. And our team is I myself, Naren, and Mahadevan, and Vadakatyan, and Shenbaga Pandian from Cognizant Technology Solution. So we are going to cover concept, architecture, and a quick demo on what we have done so far as part of this. So our concept is like during the crisis time, especially we picked up the scenario of COVID-19. We are expected to maintain the social distancing, and we need people need safety and trust in terms of that their safety is always taken care, and there should be an option for people to communicate what is happening in their area uh, so, to everyone, so that everyone can subscribe to this uh, and be watchful about the topics that they are keen to listen to. And then finally it is about the governance bodies um, to monitor the quarantine people. So these being the key business driver for us, and our solution is a color changing wearable device is our only solution. So let me explain you what how we manage to handle using this color changeable wearable device can solve this problem. So a color changeable wearable device, what we mean by here is like a wearable device which is connected to a centralized server, and this wearable device can sense the list of vital body metrics from the person who is wearing the wearable device. And basically it is about temperature and SpO2, which is an oxygen saturation level, and blood pressures and pulse rate. So it will like that it will measure the list of key health metrics as part of the wearable, and it will submit it to the cloud solution. And we would like to monitor these data and then change the color accordingly. And people once they are identified with COVID positive, or if somebody needs to be quarantined, then the central governance team will be able to quarantine the individual person with a wearable device ID. So, so our solution is simple with wearable device, that everyone in the country should be having a wearable device and unique to them, and it's linked to a centralized system so that the governance body and everyone will be able to manage. And we'll have a dashboard view about the green and red zones based on the device, because this device is also going to send the location details to everyone. So with one wearable device, we would like to consolidate different problems during the crisis. So let me pick one by one and explain you how this is achieved. So the first thing is that wearable device will pick up the key body metrics and then submit it to cloud system, and the cloud system will continue to monitor this data, and if it find that the status of that individual is amber, then it will change the color, so the people who are outside can able to sense the color details of the person. And if the color changes, what happens to this in a situation is that once the color changes, it also notifies nearby devices automatically. It gives an alert to any of the nearby devices, so thereby the people can always feel safety about the place where they are residing. So and it can also help that individual to understand that he has to be extra cautious about his current state. And once if the person has to be quarantined, then it will furthermore change it to a red status. And if such person will be monitored even for the location movement, and they will be and the notification will be sent to governance body if they are exceeding their geographic limits. And finally, what during the crisis time, what happens is like there should be a forum wherein which the people should be able to post what is happening in their area. So, and it is a kind of crowdsourcing on journalism, so which is public journalism, and we'll have a AI-based curatable solution which will be listening to this and then curate the content and validate the trueness of this content and then publish it into to everyone who are subscribing to the respective topic and geography location. So this being our solution, would like to move on to the next step as how it works. Um, so our solution is pretty simple. Like we want to have a wearable device which connects to our centralized API server, which is on top of a machine learning model and an AI solution, so which automatically listens to sensor data and then changes the status automatically. And it also have centralized dashboard for governance bodies and others who will be able to get very clear view on several devices which they want to monitor and see geographic hotspots, everything. So, and they will be able to control it using the same API tier. With respect to architecture, what we have done is like we have created an wearable device, and it can even be an IoT sensors which can be made as wearable or Android Gear. So uh, we have made it like that is a possible delivery channel, and then it goes through the API gateway. Potentially, we are looking forward for to implement it using IBM API Gateway. And as a service layer, we'll have several functionalities. One for prediction of credit crisis using machine learning algorithm. And once the crisis has occurred, then probably we'll have a notification service. And we will also have options to do a data collection, which is primarily a sensor data collection, and finally a dashboard and reporting for the governance bodies and the admin activities. Underlying, currently we are using the cloud and database and the Python based machine learning algorithm for prediction, and we will also use Watson Discovery and the map to display and monitor the location details. So there are several cross-cutting concerns which will come in, especially around DevOps and authentication, authorization, centralized logging. All this will be taken care as part of IBM ecosystem. And I'll just quickly stop here for a demo, and will continue my demo. As part of this demo, we have prepared a web application. So it's designed with Node and React UI. And this is going to be a console dashboard for the governance team and admin team. So basically, we would like to give the device ID with which we would like to track, and on the dashboard, we would like to bring in the map and other things which are something that which we want to build it at a future step. But as of now, we simply made it like people logging into a device. And this is the current status of the device. So the device is giving in green. So, and the device, when I say device, it's a wearable Android device. We are running the simulator emulator within this computer to simulate the wearable device here, and which is again publishing the temperature details alone. and as of now it is submitting the normal temperature, body temperature to the API, and the API is receiving this temperature and keeping the status as green. And as part of this, I would like to simulate a fever temperature. So when I press this button, it actually going to set the status of this system to simulate the fever, and it gets communicated to the wearable device, and the wearable device will start giving the temperature little higher to simulate the fever. And once that is done, what happens is, like, on the server side, once it receives at the higher temperature, then it changes the status to amber. It then reflects into the wearable device. So that's what we are going to simulate here. So as you can see that the status of this wearable device has been changed to yellow based upon this. So and this will communicate to nearby device using Bluetooth. That is something that yet to be implemented. And the next feature what we have done is to change the color to red. So this is for governance team to set the quarantine people so that they can have stringent the overall monitoring of the quarantine people. So we'll monitor the variable. So once the status is set to red, this wearable device will automatically start picking up that status as you have seen. Uh, Thank you.